Welcome to the heart of Denmark, where King Frederik X and Queen Mary, once the image of regal perfection, now find themselves navigating a storm that refuses to pass. This isn't just a whisper behind palace doors, it's a full-blown controversy with deep roots and public consequences. The royal fairy tale, which once enchanted an entire nation and captured global admiration, is now under siege. In place of harmony, a wave of unease is sweeping through the walls of Amalienborg Palace, turning private discontent into a matter of national speculation. As citizens and international watchers alike scan the faces of Denmark's beloved royal couple during public appearances, the question lingers in the air: what happened to the fairy tale that began with an Australian commoner meeting a Danish prince at a Sydney pub? Once hailed as a modern love story fit for the 21st century monarchy, the cracks in King Frederik and Queen Mary's relationship are no longer subtle. They are glaring, unignorable, and worse, they're becoming public. It began with subtle signs: Queen Mary's increasingly solemn expressions during joint appearances, King Frederik's solo state visits without his wife by his side, and then came the Marseille controversy that ignited a firestorm across Scandinavian and European tabloids. King Frederik was photographed in the company of Mexican socialite Genoveva Casanova, a woman with ties to Spanish aristocracy. The images showed laughter, closeness, and an intimacy that could not be dismissed as royal diplomacy. While the palace initially chose silence, that vacuum was quickly filled with rampant speculation and public backlash. For Queen Mary, who has dedicated more than 2 decades to building her image as a stoic, loyal, and modern consort, the betrayal was not merely personal, it was symbolic. It was a blow to the integrity she brought into the Danish monarchy from the very beginning. Mary Donaldson was never meant to fit the mold of traditional royalty. She reshaped it with grit, intellect, and compassion. Her commitment to causes such as mental health, domestic violence, and women's empowerment through the Mary Foundation earned her both respect and affection. But now, those achievements are overshadowed by questions of whether she has become just another casualty of royal life, trapped in a gilded cage where even love is subject to protocol. Palace insiders describe an emotional distance that has widened between the king and queen. While official statements continue to stress unity, their body language says otherwise. Royal observers have noted Queen Mary's deliberate avoidance of physical contact during engagements and her calculated reserve when addressing questions about her family. Meanwhile, King Frederik, now fully immersed in his role as monarch after Queen Margrethe II's historic abdication, is reportedly feeling the strain of balancing royal duties with family discord. Queen Margrethe's sudden decision to abdicate, after 5 decades on the throne, was expected to signal a fresh beginning. Instead, it has laid bare the fragility of the new reign. The weight of the crown is heavier than ever, not just because of state responsibilities, but due to the emotional turmoil lingering in the background. Behind the regal smiles and ceremonial handshakes lies a family in quiet crisis. Queen Mary has withdrawn from several events she once championed. Her focus has shifted inward, toward her children, her own mental health, and perhaps, re-evaluating what it means to remain in a marriage that has been thrust into the unforgiving spotlight. Their children, too, are not untouched by the upheaval. Crown Prince Christian, now first in line to the throne, has faced intense scrutiny over his maturity and readiness to lead someday. Princess Isabella, recently celebrated for her 18th birthday, finds herself standing between tradition and modernity, as public interest in her future choices grows. The twins, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, remain shielded from most of the media attention, but whispers around the royal court suggest even they have sensed the emotional chill at home. What makes this crisis even more significant is the cultural context in which it unfolds. Denmark is not the United Kingdom. The Danish monarchy operates under a strong sense of minimalism and quiet dignity. Scandals of this nature are rare, and when they erupt, they carry a heavier weight. The Danish people have long viewed their royal family as down-to-earth, approachable, and relatable. To witness their king embroiled in an alleged emotional entanglement with a glamorous woman from abroad feels like a betrayal of national values. Public reaction has been mixed. While some remain fiercely loyal to King Frederik, insisting that private matters should remain private, others see Queen Mary as a symbol of strength and dignity. Social media has erupted with posts praising her resilience and questioning the king's judgment. Editorials in Danish newspapers, once carefully neutral about royal affairs, are now calling for transparency and reflection. The media storm surrounding Genoveva Casanova only intensified when she offered vague denials and refused to clarify the nature of her connection to the king. Every silence became a statement. Every ambiguous quote became fuel for speculation. Amid this chaos, Queen Mary made a subtle but powerful statement through fashion and presence. Appearing at events in symbolic attire, donning the color white as a gesture of peace or independence, or showcasing native Australian jewelry as a nod to her origins, she reminded the public that she is not simply a figure beside the throne. She is a woman with her own story, identity, and dignity. Insiders claim that the Queen has been in close consultation with her sisters and friends in Australia, drawing strength from the life she left behind but never truly abandoned. Those who know her say that if she were to walk away from royal life, she would do so not in scandal, but in quiet defiance, with her head held high. But for now, the Queen remains. Perhaps for duty, perhaps for her children, or perhaps for herself, to reclaim the narrative before it slips away completely. As for King Frederik, the path forward is unclear. Will he rise above the controversy and restore public trust, or will the shadows of this scandal haunt his reign for years to come? The Danish monarchy now stands at a crossroads. With their international image on the line and domestic trust being tested, King Frederik and Queen Mary must choose between preservation and evolution. One thing is certain, the world is watching. Every appearance, every word, every gesture is dissected. And in this age of digital immediacy, the royal family no longer has the luxury of silence. Even beyond Denmark's borders, other royal families are watching with concern and curiosity. How a modern monarchy handles internal fractures is a lesson to all. Whether the resolution comes through reconciliation or separation, it will set a precedent. Can love survive the pressure of protocol? Can a crown weather the storm of personal betrayal? Only time will tell. But as we continue to witness this unraveling drama unfold, one truth remains undeniable: the fairy tale has changed. And perhaps, that is what makes this story more compelling than ever. For it reflects the complexity of modern love, duty, and the struggle to remain human beneath a crown. What do you believe the future holds for King Frederik and Queen Mary? Will they reclaim their royal harmony, or are we witnessing the slow, painful dissolution of a modern monarchy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the next chapter in royal history.